Dot is here. Dot is here.
What's happening, Haley Beth?
Can you hear me, Ken?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Hey, Severed. How are you doing? The moose is loose. There's the ash man cometh.
Alexa, stop.
All right. Now we just got to get our buddy Chad Rev. I think that's him right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see here. We got Ashman. Mic check, Ashman.
Hey there.
Yo, and he's handsome.
Hey,
And
Mike,
we
check
got
1 2 1 2, the famous co-host and the host of the world.
Chad Rev Art. We got Chad Rev Art. Mic check.
What up, y'all?
Hey, Chuck. What's up, Chuck? Hey, everybody.
What it do?
Severed. All right. Haley Beth. Hold on. And there she is. There's our Haley Beth.
Welcome to the Gen Project Show. My name is Haley Beth, owner of Haley Dot. I have a show Friday nights at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight's highlighted guest is Rural Gardens, and tonight's featured guest is FilAir. Take it away, Gen.
Yo! That's awesome, Haley.
If you're not
good
tapping, you're napping.
Haley, how do you feel about Rural Gardens being the highlighted guest?
Good.
Right on. We got a thumbs up from Haley Bob over here. So, Rural, you're in there. Haley Beth, thank you so much. Haley has a show at 5 o'clock
every Friday night, and if you guys missed it, guess what? You're going down in the basement.
And that's 6 Eastern time and back off an hour all the way across the country. Be there. Come hang out. Haley Beth, it's a lot of fun, and we couldn't be prouder of our MC. Haley Beth, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Go wreak havoc in the chat. Stay after him, Haley.
Bye.
Bye. She's awesome, man. She's awesome. So, we got Ashman here. We got Chad Rev Art here. This evening, we're going to have Mr. FilAir on. He's an incredible artist. He's a good dude. He's one of those folks that takes people under his wing, kind of helps them out quietly in the shadows. And so I appreciate him. I'm glad he's coming on today. I appreciate it. We also got Mr. Rural Gardens coming on. He's going to do a little bonsai stuff with us. We're going to talk a little bit about this one coming back to life a little bit, and see what Rul's got to say about springtime bonsai stuff going on. So, fellas, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Let's see if we can figure out a way to get these boxes. It has not been cooperating with me too well lately.
Boxing.
On the boxes situation, but we're gonna try to do something here real quick. Let's see what happens if I hit that button. Oh goodness, there we go. Oh, let's see if it'll hold for us. Steady. So, we're going to have Rule come on. I'm looking forward to Mr. FilAir. We've also going to start doing some giveaways. I got some CDs from Jay Shine, our buddy over there in the morning times. We also got some stuff from Pamela Walsh Arts. Like here's a Motorhead, for example, right here. Here's a little chocolate looking heart. I don't think you can see. Oh, there, you might be able to see it that way. We got some guitar picks, kinda. They're more like mementos. I mean, I say kinda because
That's the kind you don't really want to use and scratch off.
Yeah. That's but at any rate, and might even have a clown nose or two. We got some new art by Postcard for Positivity and our friend Crimson Rose. She's got some cool stuff out. We're going to be sending some of these out. So we got all kinds of stuff. We got some new merch, stickers. I've even got some stickers that are signed by Mr. Chad Rev Art himself and me.
No.
There's only a few of those, but we got some of those. I got some stuff from SA Artistries. So every once in a while, right here on the GAN Project show, if you're able to answer a trivia question about one of these guys or Haley or whatever I come up with, maybe we'll send you a little something.
Little something, something.
Thanks for coming in, everybody. We appreciate you very much. Please do not worry. Everything is okay. And Chad Rev Art has not been taken back by the Intergalactic Forum. His appeal did go through. We did get him back. So, and I'm sure that Ashman had something to do with that as well.
Yes. Yes.
Chad, can you speak on any of that, man, or are we supposed to be quiet about the fact that you almost had to go back to Andromeda?
Well, we're just not supposed to talk about how Ash is directly connected to space ice. And he's able to call them and be like, that's my dude. Slow your roll, pump the brakes. That's what he did.
So Ash is the one that kept us out of intergalactic detention. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate that, brother. That place sucks, man. The food's terrible.
Yeah, it does, dude. I mean, you wake up, you're in a completely different dimension,
What's up,
a completely different galaxy, and that kind of makes your stomach turn a little bit, skipping around and waking up like that. And then a lot of people call Saul, and I was like, no, Ash Man. And Ash was like,
What's
I
up,
got you,
Flex?
homie. And it was a matter of minutes, and I was being teleported right back.
Dude.
Oh, thanks, Ash.
Ashman's got pull, man. Ashman's got
Don't let
pull.
him
He showed
drive the ship, though. Do not let him drive the ship.
Nah, you end up in the ditch. Ashman shows up like Ezra, man. He comes down from the heavens.
I know. He's just like,
so Flex, there he is. Thank you, brother. There's Flex FilAir that's going to be on tonight, the featured guest. We got Rule Gardens in the chat. Anybody that has the ability, please go ahead and send up Rule. Let's make sure everything's working. We got Crimson in here, who we were just talking about a few minutes ago. We got our brother Eric, the airbrush artist. I know he's probably going to enjoy this one because I know that Flex is his guy, man. So I'm hoping you like this one, Eric. I've been thinking about this one, man. For those that don't know, our buddy E, as we've said a million times, that's some of his work right up there. And Eric is an exceptional artist, and Eric is another one of those guys that takes folks under his wing. And I can tell you that yesterday Flex had some nice things to say about E. So good to see you, E. Hope you're doing all right, brother. I know that's your guy. Hey, Laura Jane, good to see you. I'm gonna break it over here to Rule because I'd like to say a couple things about him, fellas, and then we'll just have a conversation with him here. And I would like to say that since we started, we did a little run through on having people on, and there's one or two that we might still end up putting on. Rule has been the most requested of everybody. And I think I understand why. I really dig what this guy does. I have a lot of respect for him. I know you fellas do too. And Rule is one of those dudes that shows up and says, how can I help? What do you need? What can we do? How do we make this better? So I for one, am glad to see his hard work being rewarded. And I just wanted to take my hat off to you for a minute, Rule. Much respect to you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And I got a lot of love for you, man. I dig what you do and how you do it. And it shows because you are the most requested returning guest that we have. So thank you for being here, man.
yeah.
Well,
Hey,
I'm humbled by
I'm gonna grab my other glasses. I'll be back in like 60 seconds, guys. My bad.
Right.
Be
That's
back.
how long it takes him to go to Andromeda and back. he left
make
them
sure
at
I
the
get
Intergalactic
teleported
Council.
Absolutely.
Thanks, brother.
good to see you guys.
Cool.
Hey, man.
Good to see you, my friend. So I got a couple questions for you about this thing here after we get done. I think we got some hopeful signs, and maybe you'll tell me that we don't, but I'm hoping we do.
Well, that's good to hear, man. Because I was worried that you were just trying to kill it off so you could make a guitar out of it or something.
No, dude, man, you can ask my wife. I have been trying desperately. I've got it on its own little table in front of a window that is only allows partial light through in the afternoon, so it don't get burnt. Like it gets water every day. We talk to it. I've done all the nurturing I know to do to try to get this thing through its series of unfortunate events.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean, I know how much you love dead wood, so you know it makes my heart happy to know that it's still kicking and doing its thing, man.
Hey, Max, what's up, man? So all right. Well, you want to do it backwards, rule? You want me to show you mine, and then you can show me yours?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, man.
So
let's
TikTok.
get with it.
This is a juniper tree. It is a bonsai tree. It is just a bonsai tree.
Come on, TikTok. Bonsai tree.
So the journey that this poor guy has been on is when I got it, it was absolutely beautiful. And because this is a woodworking shop, I believe, it got spider mites. So we treated that with neem oil, and that went well. No problems. But then I made the mistake of putting it outside in direct sunlight with neem oil on it, and it burned the you know what out of the plant.
Yeah.
And now a lot of that top brown stuff is falling off day by day. Like it's so dead that it's just, you know, when you kind of gently rub it, it's falling off. And underneath we have some, hopefully it'll show up, some fresh growth, some brand new growth. And like right there. So I don't know if it's showing up, but you can see under the brown is some fresh growth starting to come back. So
very cool, man.
I think that we managed to stop the downward spiral. And I hope that at least we have life and that it has a chance, and that, you know, I'm a patient dude. We'll keep it going. But for anybody that needs to know, if you have a plant that you need to treat for spider mites and you use neem oil or insecticidal soap, do not then put the plant out in direct sunlight. I was trying to take care of the plant and give it nourishment and did not know. It was my ignorance that almost killed this plant. So anyway, that's what I got to say about that, Rule.
Well, do you use sulfur smoke ever for spider mites?
Oh. Sulfur smoke.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
I didn't know if you did that or not. I've used that before.
Yes.
I've used neem, and then I had an outbreak one time that neem wouldn't take care of, and I went and bought myself a big burner and the sulfur and all that, and did that, and they were gone.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. That's kind of like if nothing else works, that will definitely do it.
Yeah, it's kind of a last case scenario, but you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Allergic to sulfur, then you don't want to use that.
Right. It smells lovely too. Yeah.
Yeah, it smells great.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm excited to be here hanging out with you guys. Want to give a shout out to Ash real quick and say thank you for the art. Oh, brother. I freaking love it, man. It's some killer art. I can't wait to get it framed up and have it in my collection. I'm a huge supporter of all of you amazing artists, especially on this platform. There are some amazing people that I've met here. Ash, Gin, Chad, everybody down in the chat, man. Much love to all of you. I really appreciate all of you guys' talents. It's exciting every time I get on TikTok and go scroll through all of my friends and see what kind of cool stuff they got going on. So, and it always means a lot to me for you guys to come and check out and see what I got going on. I always try to take an artistic approach to whatever it is I'm doing, and bonsai is a living art form, and I get really excited about it. And right now we're in spring, and everything in my garden is going nuts out there. So many crazy colors, and the bonsai is no exception. We've got a lot of things going on here. I had to bring everything in tonight because we're supposed to get a little bit of a freeze tonight. So I got everything back in the bonsai bunker here, protected from the freeze.
Bonsai bunker. I like that. I like that.
This is where all the magic happens in here, and then they usually stay outside. But tonight, because of the weather, we got them back inside here, trying to protect something. But I wanted to talk and highlight a specific plant tonight because I think you guys, when you think of bonsai, I think a lot of people have a preconceived notion that a bonsai is a certain type of plant, or there's certain kind of ideas that people have of what bonsai is. A bonsai can be done with any type of plant, and I'll show you something really cool that's got me excited right here. What we have is a aronia. So this is a chokeberry, a type of chokeberry, which is a fruiting and flowering ornamental shrub. This thing is just loaded with white flower blooms right now. Killer shape on this thing. Beautiful. Some exposed. What's amazing about this plant is it goes through so many different changes. So this goes dormant in the winter, but then when the spring comes, you get these amazing green leaves, white flowers. Then you get these little purple berries, the chokeberries, which are actually edible fruit. They're great for antioxidants, all kinds of nutritional value to that as well. And then you get some amazing reds, yellows, and orange fall colors on these leaves in the fall. So what I love about bonsai is it's continuously changing. Not only are you growing the plant, but the plant itself changes throughout the season. So I just wanted to highlight this plant tonight and let everybody know you can bonsai anything, man. This is a beautiful aronia shrub right here in bonsai form, looking absolutely amazing here in spring.
Yeah, it is. That's cool,
gorgeous, dude.
This guy, man, I tell you what, it's amazing. What'd you say that plant was? A choke plant, like grab you by the neck kind of choke? Is that the word, choke plant?
Chokeberry is what the kind of generic name that most people know it by.
Heard that.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that one.
Really, really cool plant. This one is a dwarf variety, so it's easy to maintain in that bonsai form. And like I said, it has so many cool characteristics to it that I think it makes a great choice for a bonsai selection.
That's awesome, man. I also got a phone call today that you have a package in the mail, apparently, which I think is going to be cool, man. So I think that might mean we're going to be getting together soon again, too.
We're going to be getting together soon, absolutely. Can't wait for that. Yeah, man, I need to get
She's
up there.
in the chat. She's in the chat.
She's down there hanging out. I'm excited about that. Like I said, I'm a huge supporter of all the artists here on TikTok. I'll show you guys something really cool. This is really something I'm excited about. So we all know the Dizzy Toad, Victor. Right
yes.
Here.
Yes, dude.
So check this out. Check this out, guys. So he made me an amazing, beautiful spalted maple bonsai pot right here, handcrafted by the Dizzy Toad himself.
I love it.
Check that out. It's so freaking sick, man. I can't even explain to you how nice
beautiful,
this thing
man.
is.
Victor.
I got Michael Outlaw in the chat, y'all.
I mentioned to him that I was thinking about doing a really nice wooden bonsai pot, and he hooked me up, man. I actually got a chance to watch him live doing this on his TikTok when he was turning this thing, and man, it turned out so freaking cool.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Golly, that's good.
I've got to pick the perfect plant for this thing because I want this thing to just be a centerpiece for my collection for sure.
He's a hell of a nice guy too, man. Victor's a nice dude. He's a good guy. Yeah, man. He's a heck of a turner, man. Him and Tim McCoy. You find them together sometimes over there, in each other's chat or whatever. But Tim's another amazing turner. Rule. I'm gonna brag on you a little bit since we got you on here, and Ashman probably will too, and maybe Chad will too, man. But You know, man, like when we first met you, you pretty much showed up on the scene like, how can I help? You know, I just want to, like, there's a cool artist community going on there. And we're all like, kind of, we don't know. Like, we're just a part of a bunch of people that help each other out. Like, you know, and you
Right.
just kind of found a spot. And every time I hear about you working on a project or something going on, it's positive. You're always lifting people up, man. And the bonsai thing is a long term. You got to be a long term thinker. You gotta do that with some love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't something you just kind of halfway do, because it's literally by the year, by the seasons.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
so I think it shows, man. You know I just wanted to acknowledge that, for all of the folks out there, man, you do a whole heck of a lot to help other people, and you're such a positive force. And I'm so honored that you'd be a part of the show regularly like you are, man. I really appreciate it, dude.
I appreciate that, man. Very kind words. I appreciate that. I'm a very positive person because I believe in the good of everyone. And so for me, I think if we can all come together, I think it highlights that even more. And when we support each other, it allows us to have the courage and the strength to continue to be the best versions of ourselves. I mean, that's what I strive to do every day. So I appreciate all the support, man. Thank you so much.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you
Fellas.
make return visits, because we'd have an awful lot of upset folks if you did not. Because as Ken said, you're the most requested, and it is always cool to see what you're working on. I agree. The forethought that it takes to do what you're doing, that says that speaks volumes of a person. And man, yeah, I'm really glad you're with you.
And that's a rare gift, man, to see the good in everybody. Not a lot of people have that, you know.
It's hard to
Yeah.
do,
It's
bro.
really,
You're a better man than me.
yeah,
Bless your heart, sir. Bless your heart.
Cause I'll decide at some point this person ain't good. I want to get away from them.
yeah.
And I'm out.
So, Rule, man, you carry the torch, dude. I think we all look up to you for that, brother. I think we all look
Man.
up to you for that, man.
Man, I appreciate you guys. I'm
Except for
looking
Ash,
forward
man.
to your special guest tonight. I'm looking forward to it, man. You guys always put on a heck of a show. It's always so interesting to see and get to know all these amazing people here, and the community that we all have together, man. Let's not take it for granted, because I think it's a pretty special thing.
Absolutely. I said this
Sure.
before, Rule, and I'll say it in your presence. And this is no disrespect to anybody else. I've got to work with some people in my lifetime that were amazing. Fighter pilots and the people that deal with those things are no joke for the most part. Some of the guys that weld the high pressure pipes and stuff and paper mills are amazing. But of all the groups of people that I've gotten to work with in my lifetime, in total, in complete, I think this group is the best of all of them, for a variety of reasons. And that isn't to take away anything from anybody else. It's just that this particular group of people are all dedicated to what they do, and they're all committed to bringing people along with them. So it's a beautiful thing, man. And I think you are a huge part of that, and I'm so grateful for your presence. And I hope you'll keep gracing us with your presence. In fact, I hope you'll make plans to get back over here to the shop at some point, or I'm going to come hunt you down and raid your shop. Whatever we got to do, man.
Yeah, man, I need to come up there, and give
He's
you.
like, yeah, I'll come over there. I'll come over there.
I'll come over there. I'll give you some help. I gotta get my hands on that Gintelli, man, and see what I can do with it.
I'd really like you to try it out. Somebody came by a couple
time,
days ago and really liked it.
yeah, last time I was up there, you didn't have it strung up, so maybe this next time I'll get a chance to pick around on it.
I
Sweet.
think you'll like it this time. We'll see. We'll find out. You'll be able to tell us. Hey, Salty. So thank you, Rule. We appreciate you, brother. Always glad to see you whenever you're around, dude. I hope people are as appreciative of your time as you deserve for them to be, my friend.
Much love, you guys. Thanks everybody down in the chat. Much love, everybody. I'll
Much
see you down
love.
in the basement. I'll hang out for a while.
Thank
Right
you,
on.
Rule.
Appreciate you, Rule. Ashman don't like you, but
Betty
we
Jean. Yeah.
do.
You watch. Here we go. Here we go.
Wow,
you,
look
Betty
at that,
Jean.
y'all. That's
Too
awesome.
kind.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, yes, we got some stuff going on. Chad's got some artwork going on. I think folks are gonna like. He's got some concepts going on. Ashman over here has got some really cool stuff he's working on, and I would highly encourage folks to check those out. Fellas, we got just a couple minutes before we want to bring up our featured guest. Is there anything you'd like to slide in here real quick in the next 2 or 3 minutes? Just times of things you're doing, or when you're doing, or how you're doing, or what you're doing, or how to get in touch with you if somebody needs to get in touch with you, whatever. People don't get a chance to see y'all as often, especially Chad.
You can get a hold of me by the throat. That's how you can get a hold of me.
With the
Get
choke
one of them choke fairies.
And just yes. Thursday we're gonna have an awesome party over at the Low Orbit Lounge on that old favorited app. So I hope you guys will be there. Those have actually been getting pretty damn fun. Not that they weren't to begin with, but they are. But yes, they are gaining.
Just gotta hang out.
And yeah, so you guys should definitely check that out. I've been doing lives during the day mostly. Doing some flow states, some flow hates. Doing what I do. Anyway, yeah, because that's just how my sleeping schedule decided to land for now. So I haven't been on the last couple of days. I've been taking care of other areas of the art career. Yeah,
Daywalker.
Daywalker. Did you hear that pop, Enigma? Pow! That was the never mind.
I heard that pop. Yeah, that was his gizzard. That was his good leg.
Yeah.
What about you, Ash? Before Chad falls apart, you got anything going on, man?
I've just been sketching.
Dude, I love
This
it.
This is a
Oh, it's
piece
so
I'm
awesome.
doing so I could send to the Jenna Wright Art Gallery out in Colorado. I'm going to do some prints of it. So they
at
said
that
they wanted
face.
something cute and with melons. So here we are.
Dude, knocked it out of the park, I believe. I believe. That's awesome, man.
Everything else, I've just been hanging out with this guy a lot.
Dude, that piece
sorry.
that you sent T,
Sorry, dude.
that piece that you sent T, I think it was for her birthday.
Oh,
Amazing.
it was for her birthday, but it was for everything she did. You know,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, she and Zach both were working tirelessly. I mean, so
Absolutely.
I was like, gotta send something to her.
Yeah, I love that piece that you sent to her. It's very nice. It's a very nice.
Hey, if one of the mods would, please send up Flex. Flex, if you're in the chat, go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to go ahead and try to get you up as close to that 3:30 or that 9:30 hour as we can, man. Make sure we get all your time in tonight. I've got some stuff I've been working on that I'm about to send a package out to Severed Art. Her and I have teamed up on some projects, which I think are going to be pretty cool to go along with the guitar stuff. And about to send another inspiration package to Chad. It may or may not include stuff he could carve into guitars. I don't know. And I think Ashman and I don't know, might be trying to figure out how, like, one of these little creatures that he does, maybe do a series of guitars with them or something like that too. So there's all kinds of collaborations going on. There's other ones. You got Crimson Rose that is making these paint palettes right here, which are awesome. And she does postcards for positivity. You got SA Artistries out there that's going to be making some guitars with us and probably doing some other stuff too, kind of like Severed. So keep your eyes open. It's coming pretty soon. This guy that we got on today, I really have a lot of respect for a few reasons. One of the reasons is he's really good at what he does because he takes what he does seriously. And everybody knows, what up, Flex? Everybody knows that he's everybody that's seen his work. I mean, all you got to do is look behind him there, and it's obvious how good his work is. But the exceptional thing about Flex is immediately when he was on the platform, in my experience, he was another one of those cats that was basically like looking around, who needs a hand, who could I, and he's personally, I know for a fact, taken some artists kind of, so to speak, under his wing, you might say, and kind of show him a little bit of the ropes there, and maybe more than a little bit. He's a humble guy. But I just really appreciate the men out there that go out of their way to help those around them and that invest of themselves. I'm not gonna tell too much of his personal business. I'd rather Flex be able to tell his own story, and we'll share that journey with him rather than me try to speak too much on it. But Flex earned where he's at. He's put a lot of hard work in, and he's one of those guys that didn't step on people along the way. So, Flex, welcome to the show, man. I'm so excited to get you on. I know that Ashman and Chad were both stoked to hear that you were going to be on, and they both might have creeped on your site just a little bit, checking out some stuff. But welcome to the show, man. And
man, it's good to be here, man.
I'm gonna try to blow up your screen. We're gonna see what happens here. Usually we got to go through all kinds of mechanizations to get it working right, but we're gonna figure it out. So, man, if you wanted to shout out some of your folks, I know you got people that are here to support you. I saw Eric
man, there's quite a few of them, man. My man Eric, the airbrush artist, Monique is in here. Raven is another one. Hoof Pickles.
Hey, Zach.
Man, Zach, my man Zach. You know, there's quite a few of them in here, man. Severed Art, amazing artist, man. This, you know, you guys said it already, man. This is an amazing community, man. You know, and to be a part of it, it's a blessing, man. You know.
I feel very similarly. Well, I was really fortunate to get to talk to you. Well, before we get into that, let me I'm sorry, guys. Chad and Ashman say hello. I'm sure they got a greeting or two.
Oh, man.
I jumped the gun on you guys. My bad.
What is up, Chad?
I got excited, y'all. I got excited.
Your work is fantastic.
I'm ready, dude. I was like in for it. I'm like, hey, hi, what's up? Let's go. Yeah. Let's ride. I'm ready to hear the stories and see the art.
I hear you.
Man, I was picking through your site and I saw one of my favorites, Spawn.
Oh, okay.
The cape is fantastic. Anybody that does cloth is hard. And then you just nailed it, man.
Thanks,
fantastic.
Man. So it's funny that you say that because that was actually supposed to be a gift for my son, and he never came to pick it up. He just doesn't have no interest in it. So it's hanging in my room.
It's funny how our relatives handle our art. You know, it's yeah, whatever.
Dad, I've seen you do this many times. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Flex, I know that life started for you at 6 years old.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Oh man. You know, it's you know, at 6 years old was really when I knew that I liked art. You know what I mean? Just to pick up a pencil and draw anything that I can physically see and just try to mimic it. You know what I mean? And it just stuck. It stuck with me the whole time. Throughout my childhood, I was trying to draw everything that I can possibly put on paper, and it got to the point when my mom decided, I think this kid loves to draw, so let's buy him some crayons and some books, and so that's what ended up happening. My mom just took a took the initiative and bought me my first coloring book. Brought me a sketchbook, a big box of them 64 crayons. You know what I mean? The ones that came with all the colors.
Yeah.
Did it have a
So-
sharpener in
Little
it? Man?
sharpener
Did it have
on
a
the
sharpener
side?
in it
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Man, that was
You
the
got-
iPhone of our day. That's what we all
No
wanted
doubt.
then.
Dude.
For real, yeah.
Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
have the big box with the sharpener.
And it,
Hey,
and
you
it was
had
just
Crayolas too, huh? You had the real
Yeah.
Crayolas too, didn't you?
If you had
Yeah.
the sharpener, then yeah.
oh man, that was the best, man, because you just wanted to sharpen it just because, you know what I mean? It didn't even have, even if it didn't have a point, you just wanted to sharpen it. And
How much
What'd you
money
do with
did
the
Crayola
shavings?
make for putting? How much money did Crayola make for putting that in the side of the box,
It
dude?
was
Yes!
genius. It was genius.
that
Genius.
was, it really
Genius.
was, man. The person who came up with that, man, is living large with that one, man.
Get this,
Did
we're
you-
gonna make them destroy them.
Did you do anything with the shavings? Did you
Yeah,
save the
so-
shavings?
I had to. So back in those days, we used to play Skelly, and we used to melt them in the bottle caps.
Nice.
I don't know if you remember that game, but we used to play Skellies in Brooklyn, New York. You know what I mean? So we used to take the shavings and melt them in the bottle caps, and we used to use those as a Skelly caps. You know what I mean? So it never
pitch
went
'em,
to
right?
waste. Yeah,
You pitch
yeah,
'em?
yeah. There would be a full a box that you would paint on the street, and it would have numbers, and you would have to use the Skelly the cap and flick it
Yeah.
to the next number. And if you
Yeah.
made it in the box, you move automatically to the next box. You know what I mean? It was a
Yeah.
fun game. It was a fun game.
Absolutely, he did something with the leftovers. He said,
Oh,
he
yeah,
went,
man.
He went and gambled with them. I love it. No,
Yeah.
not really. I'm just teasing. I know it's just
And if I can give a quick shout out to my man Chad and my man Ashman. So Chad is one that I try to get on his live as much as I possibly can. You know what I mean? And
Thank
just
you, sir.
visit, shoot in there for a little bit and just hang with him, man. But I love what you do, bro. To make
Man, thank you.
something out of wood the way you do, bro. That it's incredible, man. I love it, man. I love what you do, bro.
Thanks,
You know?
brother. I appreciate that greatly.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so much, dude.
And Ash, man, bro, you got some stuff, man, that would look good on a helmet or a motorcycle, dude. Your stuff is just like it's over the top, man.
Thanks.
You want to
over
tell
the
him,
top.
Ash? You want to tell him?
I just picked up an airbrush set, so
Did you really?
I have an airbrush since I was in high school, and I was like, oh, I gotta do that. And then I looked at
Nice.
your stuff, and I went, I'm throwing my airbrush in the trash now.
So I really like the characters that Ash comes up with, and when they were asking up in Colorado to send one of his characters with the watermelon in it, and then he decided to do it digitally and the physical. He's going to paint it as well, and
Right.
then he's like, "Oh well, I gotta do the airbrush thing too." And I'm like, "Oh man, we having flex on." He's like, "Oh no." I just got it. I haven't even used it yet. I'm gonna have to throw my airbrush away.
Well, man, if you need any tips and tricks, man, let me know, man. We'll do a one-on-one, and we'll just have a good time at it, man. I do that with pretty much everyone I know, man. If they need a helping hand, man, I'll have a video chat with them, and we'll just talk shop and go to town
Nice.
and spray some paint, man. You know?
Nice.
Dude,
Oh,
yes.
Much appreciated, man.
Yeah, man.
See Monique in the chat, Flex.
Oh, that's my girl Mo.
So
Yeah.
one of the things we're going to talk about Flex's life and his journey through school and getting, learning all different types of art, and then his journey as an adult and perfecting his craft and all of that. But in the chat are some folks that I was talking about. The folks that he kind of put his arm around and was like, "Hey, I might be able to help you out along the way here." Monique is one of those people, and let me just take a moment to say, Monique, that Flex spent a considerable amount of his time yesterday when he was supposed to be talking about himself, talking about you. and she typed in the chat that you were a mentor, a true mentor. And the thing is I believe that with 100%, because in the conversations that I had yesterday, there were a couple times I had to redirect him and be like, "Yo, man, so what about? Tell me again about what you were working on," because he was talking about other people, man. He was talking up. And Dizzy, Victor, we saw your planter in here a little earlier today. Beautiful work, my friend.
Yeah,
beautiful
dude.
work. So Flex, you are a walking, talking example of a kind of man that I have a lot of respect for, and I think Ash does and Chad does as well, which is you're kind of a natural leader. It isn't, you don't seek out limelight, you don't seek out attention for it, but you seek places where you might be able to help. And there's a huge difference. And that, to my observation, has been how you've operated since I've seen you on this platform. And it shows. Hey, Ezra, appreciate you. Talking about people that show up.
Mr. Ezra.
I just, man, and then I look at the people you surround yourself with, like Eric, who is an absolutely quality human being. You know what I mean? And our friend Dirty 530, man. You know what I mean? I know that you reached out and do what you can to kind of help him bend that curve on learning how to be a professional airbrush artist, man. And that changes lives, man. I mean, taking that extra time and being willing to go that extra mile for people like that. And I don't want to tell your secrets, man, and I don't want to speak out of pocket. But speaking of pockets, I also know that you come out of your pocket for your fellow artists, man, and not in any public way. You're never going to get credit for it, so I'm going to just kind of allude to it here. But there are people doing art right now because you were willing to share with them and made that possible for them. So, and somehow you can wear white, dude, and still pull that off, man. An airbrush artist that wears white, man.
Right?
But yeah, man, we definitely want to hear the story about how the man that you are came to be, for sure, because the man that you are is impressive, my friend.
I hear you, man. Well, I appreciate that, man. I you were speaking about Dirty. Dirty was one of those guys, man, that just I just cling to. You know what I mean? And when we crossed paths, he shared his story with me, and I know there's quite a few people on here that know his story on a personal basis, but it hit home for me because it mirrored what my brother used to be, and so it was easy for me to relate to where Dirty was at the time when we met, and the fact that he was so enthusiastic about wanting to learn the airbrush and what it does,
Yeah.
and the abilities that you're able to do with it, so that encouraged me, you know what I mean? So it put me like to a point where I had an idea in my head, and I was like, "Yo, Dirty, let's get together. Let's do some one-on-ones, and do some video chats, and we'll spray. You know what I mean? We'll talk shop and spray." And that's what we ended up doing. And it got to the point where we built a really good relationship, and where I think it got to the point where we were actually texting each other at least 3 to 4 times a week, trying to figure out a technique or a detail that he had to do that he needed help with, and I would just go right in there and just let him know what needed to be done or whatever, or if I'm at work, I'll text him and I'll say, "Look, I'm back home at 4 p.m. We'll talk around 4:30 and we'll do a video chat." You know what I mean? And that's what we built. That relationship was built on just the fact that he had he had something that he wanted to hold on to, and I wanted to make sure that he held on to it. You know what I mean? So
Yes, man. Look, and I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, Flex. Dirty's been a guest on this show. Thank you, Ezra. Appreciate you, man. Talking about dudes that show up. I reached out to Ezra a couple hours ago, and he got back with me immediately on that.
Ezra's awesome.
For Josh, man. So, look, man. The thing about it is, how do I say this? You Salty made the point earlier that Whites as a painter is a show of how good you are, right? Like that is historically that is
Correct.
factual. So I love the historical nod, but here's the thing. I have some sense from our conversation of the reason that you're good at what you do is you put a lot of hard work into learning and practicing and getting better. And I think the one thing about mentoring someone, like you were talking about Monique in our conversation yesterday, and you were talking about Dirty just now. The thing about mentoring someone, it's like it's more than a friendship. You have to give of yourself. And like for me personally, for people that are close to me, I try to give as much of myself as I can. So you can only have so many people that close to you. You know what I mean? Like there's just not enough time and mental space to go around. So, excuse me, to take the time to mentor someone is more than just, it's a different kind of commitment is what I'm trying to say. It's more along the lines of like a professional friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so to take that on, we have a friend named Kira Wilson, who I'm sure you're familiar with.
Yes.
And she too spends her time helping folks. Sometimes it's me and Chad, to be honest with you. Trying to sort through, trying to navigate this art world, trying to figure out, how to best present their art, or how to, get in a gallery, or how to whatever. And so for you to take that on with someone like Monique or Dirty or whoever, I think it really bends the curve for those people if they take it seriously, because you've taken a lot of the lumps that they won't have to take if they kind of listen to that guidance. And I get that we all want to be individuals and do our own thing. Me, Chad, and Ash are going to defend being able to do our thing to the end. But I think we also have an appreciation for helping other people blossom, so to speak. And the words that you used to describe Monique and her art and her as a person were meaningful. I mean, now here at the Gin Project show, her reputation precedes her because you have a great reputation here, right? You know what I mean? So when he comes in, when she comes by and is like, yeah, I'm that person, it means something, right? It carries some weight because Flex said it. So how did you? Let's go back to that 6-year-old, man. Take us on that journey. How do we get from that 6-year-old to the man that's sitting here in front of us today?
Well, knowing the fact that my family, my sister mostly, my older sister and my mom, they were the ones that really kind of harnessed the artist in me. You know what I mean? So probably around like when I was around like 12 years old, I started doing a little bit more than what I usually did, and my sister, my older sister Angie, she used to actually make uh, drawing pads out of regular printing paper, and these things were not like little pads like this. These things look like Bible pads, like they were thick. You know
Big
what I
old
mean?
thick pads.
Yeah, they were thick, man. So I kind of gravitated to that. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that looks so cool. And my sister, she didn't really drew, sort of say, like try to draw anything, she just loved to doodle. She just loved to doodle little things and do little like animals and figures and stuff and just straight up out of her head. And I always was right next to her, just watching her do her thing, you know. And then one day I just asked her, I was like, "Do you think you can make me one of those pads?" And she ended up making me like a week later, a week or two later, she ended up making me a real solid fat pad, man. I was so fired up, boy. And I went to town in that thing, man. And it was one of those moments that you just cherish it for life, basically. You know what I mean? Because it's something that just doesn't get out of your head, you know. So, and
Right.
every time I see my sister doodling, even when I visit her up in Boston, and till this day, she still loves to doodle. She'll talk on the phone and she'll be doodling on a piece of paper as she's talking on the phone. You know, so and I still can't, you know, I can't get it out of my head. So I always share with her, "Do you remember when you made me that pad?" And she was like, "Oh yeah." And she was like, "It took me about 4 to 5 days to do that thing for you."
She had to poke a lot of holes in paper, didn't she?
Oh yeah,
Straight
yeah,
all
for
that
real.
through
Uh-huh. Yeah.
there.
And you know, and during that time, you know, in that same time frame, um, I was probably in the I think in the third grade or something somewhere
Is
around
that
there.
is that Miss Wilson?
That was Miss Wilson's class, yeah. So that was my third grade class, and the and the teacher was named Miss Wilson. So, you know, she had an idea. She had an idea for when we went on recess and had our little lunch, you know, little break that we can snack on something. And this was around like maybe 1:30 around there in
I
the
love
afternoon.
this. I
And
love this.
and she tells the class, she was like, "Hey class, you know, I put a brand new easel in the back so that if anybody, you know, would like to paint or draw something in the back, you're more than welcome to just go to the back and draw something." So nobody raised their hand, including myself. I mean, I was like this, you know what I mean? But the idea was like really cool. And so the next day, um, you know, it happened again. You know, she goes, "Hey guys, don't forget that there's a easel in the back, and that you're more than welcome to go back there and paint whatever it is you want to paint." Once again, nobody raised their hand. Everybody stood frozen, and I took a look around. Nobody did nothing. So now the third day, I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, it was eating me alive, man. And Miss Wilson says, "Hey, I'm gonna let you guys know one more time. There's an easel in the back if you guys want to do something." And the reason why she did that was because she used to see me just draw on a piece of paper, you know, a piece of paper during the time of our recess. I used to love to draw, so I on our recess time, I used to start doodling. So so she goes, "Does anybody want to go back there and draw?" Man, I put my hand up so high, boy. I put my hand up and I didn't even wait for anybody
Yeah.
to do it, man. I put my hand up,
Wandering.
and I said yes.
That's
I
awesome.
said yes. So I go back there and I start painting. Off the top of my head, I already had a character that I used to always do, uh, you know, either drawing it or using markers doing it or painting it, which was the Incredible Hulk. Because I used to love watching, you know, the Hulk on. Yes, yes,
Lou
and
Ferrigno, baby.
Yeah.
so what I did was is that she had acrylic paints, and I ended up painting the Hulk, and I took up the whole. So the poster board was pretty big. It must have been somewhere within the range of like 14 maybe by 20. It was pretty big. I took up that whole space of that piece of paper, man, and I drew the Hulk just ripped and just, you know, had the mean face and everything. Did him in his purple pants, and
I
and Miss Wilson
love it.
Miss Miss Wilson goes, hey, guys, let's take a look to see what Felix is doing. So she walks to the back, she walks around me, gets behind me, and she goes, no way. She goes, you did that? And
That's awesome.
I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, can I show this to everyone? I was like, yeah, sure. So she takes the paper off, brings it to the front of the room, and she goes, guys, she goes, you see, this is, she had the thing folded up in her hand. And she goes, this is the reason why I bought this easel. So you guys can take advantage and do something while you're on recess. And she goes, take a look at what Felix did. She opened the paper and the Hulk was there. Everybody went, whoa, you
That's
know.
awesome.
So it was a good feeling, you know what I mean. So she kind of lifted me up there, and every day after that, for I think it was like she did it for the next maybe 3 months, and then that's when she decided not to do it anymore because nobody was doing it, just me, you know what I mean. So
Right.
she ended up taking away the easel 3 months later. But man, I enjoyed that for the whole 3 months. Let me tell you, man. You know what I mean?
That's
So
that's an amazing. I love that story, man. I love that story.
Yes.
That's
it was
good
awesome.
stuff, man. Wandering, if you're still in here, good to see you, brother. If y'all aren't familiar with Wandering Nevada Soul, I'm sure most people are. He just passed through here. That is a good dude. If you get a chance to go check out what he's doing, that guy can, like, he does some amazing stuff. If you're not familiar with Wandering, it's worth
Mm.
checking out.
Johnny
Dude,
Ray.
look, hey Johnny Ray. So so Miss Wilson kind of opened the floodgates a little bit in a way, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
kind of helped you learn that there you got talents in these other, if it's art, it's you, right? Like you start to plant the seeds, like this is a bad man right here. He can do his thing. Like that little kid when your teacher was holding up that thing felt pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I was the happiest little red-headed Afro little guy in that class, man. You know
I
what I
had
mean?
an afro too, bro. I had an afro
Because I
too.
had the biggest Afro you would ever think of, man. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
yes, my
Oh.
God. Hey, hey, someone in our live right now whose face you can see recently, their daughter had their first art exhibition.
Really? Come on, Chad.
Proud Papa down there, and I think
Awesome.
we're in the same ballpark age wise. I think you were a little older at this point. But Chad's little girl, I think in the last few weeks he's been to a couple of her art shows
That is
too.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Harness that thing, man. That's all I can
Oh,
say, man. Harness
man.
that thing to the fullest, man. Encourage her, lift her up, man. You know,
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, he
it's the
does,
biggest
yeah.
feeling, man. It's the biggest feeling, man. I
Yes,
love that, man.
it
When
is.
when when my grand, I got the ability to say I got grandkids,
Right.
and
Yeah,
to to see them, they, every day when they, well, not every day, but every weekend when they come,
sure.
they'll draw something and they'll say, look, Pop, hey, I did this for you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And and
Ah!
I
that's
put
what.
those I put those in a in a I put a I put a like a piece of plastic over it and I file it. I file all
Dude,
their drawings because when they get into their 20s, I want them to see what they were doing for their pop, man. You know what I mean?
all all the
Johnny Ray
trials
said
and
you look 20.
tribulations, right? All
Johnny
the
Ray said, wait, you look
tribulations and
20.
trials and pains of this world and this life are all worth it at that very moment when they go, look what I drew for you. It's just like
Yes, yes,
Amazing.
everything I've ever
Pop
been
Pop.
through was worth it just for
yep,
Yes.
yep.
My
That's what
God,
they
Pop
taught me.
Pop. I believe Pop Pop gonna be. You're gonna hear that more than once now.
said he had a bunch of
People,
grandbabies. How many you got?
yeah,
I got
people gonna be
6.
like, "What up, Pop Pop?"
Six.
Wow.
Wow,
I got
nice.
6.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Can they
Yeah,
all get
man.
away with wearing white shirts?
No, they having trouble with it, but they always ask me, how do you do it?
I stay away. I
Oh,
stay away from y'all. That's how. That's awesome, Pop Pop. I love it, man.
It's
I
Yeah,
love
man.
it.
incredible though, like how much influence like educators have on us at that young of an age. Like they
mm-hmm.
just
Yes.
they give us that moment, and it just sets us loose. You know, I remember the same thing when I was a kid too. You know, that one
it's
teacher.
just crazy. Yeah, I totally agree, man. Because there are certain teachers, man, that stand out amongst the rest. You know what I mean? Because they just put that extra effort in to really harnessing whatever talent it is you have, and I can even share with you another one. In the first grade, when I went to the first grade, and this one I didn't share with you, again, but in the first grade, I had this teacher called Miss Saperstein, and this she was a song leader. She was one of the song teachers. Uh, she was part of the singing part of all the school,
Chorus,
and
choir.
and yeah, the choir, and she was actually getting people from her class to actually participate in the choir, and my mom used to sing all the time for us in while she was cooking, so I already knew what singing was about, you know. And luckily for me, my mom instilled that in us, and I told Miss Saperstein, I'll do it. Yeah, I was only like what, I think 4 years old or something like that, 3 or 4 years old, and and she took me under her wing, man, and I was she had me right there front center singing my butt off to all of the parents on when we had our song night, and I was right there front and center. My sister, the one that doodles, was sitting in the front because my mom couldn't make it because she had to work, but my sister was cheering me on the whole time, man. So you know,
That's
little kid. I must
fantastic.
have been about this high with a big gigantic afro. Yeah.
My God, man, my God. Uh, well, so you're also a multimodal. Don't get it twisted now, folks. This man is well trained in multiple disciplines in the art world. He is an absolutely spectacular airbrush artist, but you do some other stuff too, huh?
I do. Well, like I said, my mom was an opera singer. So
Wow.
my mom got the privilege of singing at the Grand Ole Opry when she was 18 years old.
Oh wow.
It was a class that was put together of singers in her school, and they actually paid their way to go to the Grand Ole Opry, and my mom got to sing there. So that
That's
that was
awesome, man.
that was amazing, man. To even think that my mom used to do that. You know what I mean? And she was the one that actually really got me to really like opera, to really learn what opera was, what it meant, the feeling behind the music, and the thought that goes into it. And it's a beautiful craft, man. If nobody knows what opera is, man, it's a real beautiful craft, man. I'm more of
Yes.
a jazz man, but I love my jazz, but I love to sing, man. I love to sing. I got that gift from my mama, man. So
Word.
so
Well, so I know you sing, but if you heard somebody drop Egyptian Lover on you,
ooh, man,
what are you going to start pop locking, man?
man,
Did
I'm
you
gonna
drag the
pop,
cardboard around too, bro? Did you drag the cardboard around too, man? Come
man.
on.
I had it on my shoulders, man.
Ah, don't push me, cause I'm close
Oh,
to the edge.
Edge.
I'm trying not to
Not
lose
to
my head.
Lose my head.
what?
I love it. So you were at the genesis of the hip hop community too.
I was an avid break dancer, man. I danced with the best of them, man. I danced with Rocksteady at the Fun House. When it was the Fun House, and then it changed over to Heartthrob. Um, and I danced with the best of them, man. The New York City Breakers. I got the privilege of auditioning for the movie Beat Street, and uh,
Oh
and I got
wow.
to I got to audition for Mr. Harry Belafonte himself, which was really really
Dude,
cool, man. really cool. And
That's
you know,
amazing.
the fact that that we got to audition was a blessing, but we didn't get chosen because our group at the time was called General Electric. That was the name of our group. It was two breakers and two poppers. So, but we didn't get chosen because for the movie because we didn't have a manager representing us, and they figured it was it was sort of uh you know, they didn't want nothing to happen to us in the process while we were dancing as far as getting hurt and stuff. And so they didn't want no liability. You know what I mean? So that's why they told us real politely that we didn't make it. But to be able to shake Harry Belafonte's hand, I'm good.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It was awesome.
That's
It was awesome.
amazing.
Man.
That's amazing.
So you were down
Excuse
with
me, that's
breaking
amazing,
and
man.
breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, yes. Two awesome movies
Not that
right
I
there,
would
man.
know anything about those things, of course.
Yeah, so I was the guy. Here's a funny story. I was the guy, and Mo. So another thing you guys may not know about Mo. Me and Mo went to high school together. So Mo was a really good. She was really good friends with my wife. So that's how we know each other, and so we have a history. That's why when we're on our lives, we act like brothers and sisters, and we're I'm pulling her
'Cause you
hair, and
are.
she's punching me in my arm, so we have that type of relationship, you know. And but me and the guys used to go down to the front of the cafeteria, which they had the biggest area for us to do our thing, and we used to take we used to take pledge, pledge to wipe wood. We used to take the pledge, spray it on the ground, wipe it down with a rag, and man, you want to talk about ice skating? That thing was like slippery, man. And oh my goodness. And we used to break dance on that. And we used to do back spins that will last forever. We just stay there. By the time we done and we get up, our eyes are like this. They're going like that. It was pretty crazy, but it was fun as heck, man.
So he sings, he dances, he creates all different types of art. He mentors. He's a husband, a father, a papa, a papa, a papa, and a pop. What else? What else?
I'm a tailor too. I love to sew.
I was about to say I'm trying to. My stepfather was a tailor at one point in his life. So how did you get into being a tailor?
So my mom was she used to sew on a real heavy scale. Like she had one of those flip up singers, the singer that you just flip it and it turns into a desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We restore those at the antique store.
So do you really? That's awesome. So before she passed, and she passed in 2015, she still had that singer inside one of her rooms. Like she never let it go because it was that special to her. You know what I mean? And that thing, it never broke down. I mean, that thing worked like a champ, and she took really good care of that thing.
Those things are tanks.
Yeah, they are, man. They are. And then my grandmother used to crochet.
Yep.
My grandmother used to crochet, so that's why I got the sewing part of everything. And it took I think I was 16 when I was 16 in high school. So back in those days, I know you probably remember this again. Everybody used to wear straight legs. The straight leg jeans. Like the Levi jeans and the Lees.
Yeah.
So I used to take the
I had
inside.
Wranglers, got my ass kicked.
I used to take.
Is what it is.
I used to take the inside of the seam and I used to sew it by hand. And I used to make a 7-inch circle on the bottom and then make it wide all the way up to the knee, so that when you look at it, that thing was hugging right up against my leg. And you got my big sneaker with the big gigantic laces on there too. So you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. And he's a fashion design consultant, in case y'all didn't notice. any man that can wear white on the day to day, I wear black for a reason. I get dirty. I get stuff all over me.
So white is my favorite color. White is my favorite color. It's white, black, and red. Those are my three favorite colors.
Right on. Right on. I'm a purple. I like earth tones, man. Honestly, I'm a earth tones kind of guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But purple. If I got to pick a color, I'd go with purple. I think. But I'm just weird that way. Well, so you also. I want to be careful what I say here. You. I don't want to say somebody's name that don't want their name said is what I. So there was a young man in high school. If it's okay to say his name, I will.
Yes, yes.
I've got it. But Reggie.
Yes, Reggie Brown.
And Reggie's kind of the first person that planted a seed, if I remember correctly, in your mind about this airbrush thing specifically.
Yeah.
You were drawing and painting and doing other stuff, but you went to an art school, and for graduation, the seniors would all set up and do like a display of their artwork. And one of those people doing that you got to witness was a kid named Reggie that was an airbrush artist, and it planted the seed in your mind.
Yeah, he was so he was doing live painting, and he was actually showing different techniques of what the airbrush can actually do. I was already in awe when I stood there and I was watching this guy do something with this airbrush that I'd never seen anybody do. But I was hooked to the point where I was already starting to ask Reggie. I knew Reggie. I knew him, from the dancing part of everything. But I knew Reggie, and I was one of those. Freshmen that was taken in by the seniors because of what I did as far as my breakdancing goes and the graffiti. I used to write graffiti as well, and so to see him do that, it stuck with me. And the only thing is that even though it stuck with me, I didn't pick up the airbrush at the time when I saw him doing it.
Right.
So, and that was I believe it's 1985. Either 84 or 85 is when I saw him doing it. So, in few years go past. And another thing, we're in 86 now is when I met my wife, and she used to go to the same school as us as well. And
can I just add in here? I'm going to interrupt you for just a second,
sure.
So that when this is loaded over on YouTube and your wife is watching it, I can say that during the interview, he did give full credit that his wife was the reason for the season. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. So my wife was she was an encourager. You know what I mean? She encouraged me to to continue doing what I love to do. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those things that it became easy to really just paint without no worries.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome.
So after finding out that I'm going to be a daddy, I was actually going to the Navy. I was going to go to the Navy 2 weeks before I got hit with the news that my wife was, my girlfriend at the time was pregnant. And so I had to make a decision. Am I going to go to the Navy, or am I going to take care of my child? And what happened is the next day I called my recruiter and let him know, look, man, something came up. I'm not going to be able to swear in. So I'm going to take care of my baby, man. And I'm going to take care of my business and handle my responsibilities, man. And and I got to see my baby grow. You know what I mean? So, and I don't
That's
I don't
awesome.
regret it, man. But I got to
It's
see my
amazing.
baby grow, and during that process of being a dad, which was a 3-year span, which ended up towards 89, was when I got a kind of like a breather, sort of say, that it just the light bulb just went off, and I was like, man, I wonder what it would be like if I were to just buy an airbrush and just do it. You know what I mean? And at that time, we didn't have this. We didn't have social media. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna buy myself an airbrush, and I ended up getting myself a brand new airbrush. I had to work my butt off to get it. I was working at Burger King at the time, flipping burgers, but I ended up getting my first airbrush, which was a Badger 150.
That dude specifically remembers that one, man.
Yeah,
It
man,
was
it
a
was a
Badger
bad.
150 again,
Nice.
he said. And I was like, whoa.
I still have it. I still have
I
it.
Wow.
bet. I'm sure.
Nice.
I
I'm
still
sure,
have it.
man. That's
So,
awesome.
it was just one of those things that I just said, you know what? If I don't do it, I don't
Right,
know what's
Wendy?
gonna happen. So, but I bought it. I started playing with it. I started feeling it for what it was. I started remembering the stuff that Reggie used to do when he showed me those little techniques that he showed me during that time at high school. And man, it was just a month or two that I was actually using it. And during that time, it just settled in and it became comfortable. And I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, man. You know what I mean? And it became second nature to me. And at that point in time, I started looking up professional airbrush artists. I started buying VHS tapes. Um,
Terry
at that
Hill,
time,
you said. What did Terry
yeah.
Terry Hill, you said?
So that gentleman, Terry Hill, is my mentor. He don't know it, and he never got to know it because I never got to meet him. God rest his soul. But he recently passed away a few years ago, probably maybe I'm gonna say about 5 or 6 years ago. And but this guy was amazing, man. I just loved his work. He would make a T-shirt look like a canvas. Like he would take one full T-shirt and he would blow up the whole T-shirt. It's not, he would put like a name on it, but this guy would just overall cover the whole front of the T-shirt, and that caught my eye. And when I finally seen what he can do on VHS, I studied that guy like no other, man. You know what I mean? He just became like my go-to guy throughout my whole I would say maybe the first three to 4 years of really studying what he does, how he does it, his techniques. And I would buy at that time it was called the Airbrush Action magazine. I would buy that thing religiously. I would get one uh, a monthly subscription and have them sent to my house. And I still got them things catching dust in my garage. But it was just one of those things that really that I held on to that helped me just catapult to something uh, to several different levels as I was getting better at it. I started realizing that okay, so maybe this brush, from what he was saying, this brush is not good for what I'm doing now. So maybe I should start looking at a different brush to see if this will work of what if this will work in which the technique that I'm using now. So that's when I started learning you have to get different brushes for different things if you want to achieve certain projects that you might be doing, whether it be on paper, canvas, um, automobiles, helmets, whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm laughing because I see the look on Ashman's face. He's like, "Damn, I got to go buy more brushes."
Oh no, I already knew that, man.
it's
I was
like
actually going to
paint
ask him how many he runs when he's
How
doing a
many
project.
how many airbrushes I run? It
Yeah.
depend. It depends on the project itself. So like for instance, that Robin back there,
Monique.
that Robin I used 3 brushes. The reason why I use 3 brushes is that there's one that I use for real fine detail, and then there's another one that can also do fine detail, but it flows with a lot more pressure and releases a little bit more paint than what the other one does. And then I have the other one that will throw high volume paint with just the press of the button. So this is an Iwata Micron. It's a CMSB. So this is my go-to brush. This is my detailed brush. So if I'm doing any wrinkles in the face, or if I'm doing hair, this would be the brush I would use.
Do you use siphon brushes at all, or all gravity?
I used to use siphon brushes when I used to paint t-shirts. I still do. I have another setup in my garage with all my siphon brushes. So I still use them when I have like a commission for like a t-shirt or pants. Like for instance, if I were to do something like this, it would be with
That's what I used to do. Yeah.
with the siphon.
Not as good, but I used to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is
That's
fantastic.
so cool, man.
So
So do you
that's
have to use I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
go ahead, Jen.
Did you have to use a particular kind of paint when you're doing clothing like that?
Yeah, it's called it's the same brand that I use, which is called Createx, and but the apparel paint is more like a textile paint. So
Is it
when
thicker?
it is thicker,
Do
yeah.
you have to change all the settings on your brushes and everything?
Yeah, well, not mostly the brushes, more on the compressor.
Yeah.
Compressor?
Okay.
Yeah, you have the compressor, which you have to put you have to put the PSI at a higher pressure in order for the air to flow in order to push the paint out, because the paint is so thick.
Wow.
And then you have reducer to thin down the paint if you need to. But the majority, when you're painting on apparel, usually the paint is ready to use right out the bottle. You know.
Gotcha.
So.
And it's washable and everything. You can run
Yes.
through a washer and all.
Yes.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I'll show you a quick one here. This used to be some of my display stuff, but this is also the same type of paint. So this used to be one of my display shirts
Oh,
here.
dude.
Yo,
I can see
man.
Love me some Wolverine. That's sick, dude.
This
That's
guy's
great,
amazing, y'all. Absolutely. Hey,
so
you got
Terry-
paint on your shirt, though.
Ah,
Sorry, man. Dad joke.
So
My bad.
So Terry Hill used to paint in this form, just like this. He used to cover the whole shirt, and that's why I started basically doing the same thing he did, you know. So
That's on a shirt, y'all. That's on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that is
Come on, man.
fantastic.
I mean,
yeah, so these were some of my displays.
Nice.
wow.
man, look at the neck. Look at the.
You can, and this was a quick one too. That one was just to put actually like on a display so people can see, you know, the work that I did every time I go to like events and stuff. And this is actually an unfinished one, but you got the idea.
Oh. Yeah, we got the idea.
Nice.
Oh my goodness, that's cool.
Yeah,
man.
so you can see
That
the detail in there.
It's fantastic that you found your medium at such a young age. I mean, so many artists go through life until they hit something, and it takes a long time for it to happen, you know. And you,
Yeah, it really
so
does.
young.
It really does.
You know, it's
It really
great.
does. And it did the thing too is that, you know, as I mentioned before, we didn't have social media at that time, so I had to do everything either by a VHS tape or just learn it on my own. You know what I mean? It was all self. The majority of my journey was all self-taught.
That's
you
why I
know.
have so many paint books. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Artist
yeah,
books.
yeah.
Yeah,
Chainsaw.
that's the only way we could learn back then.
And
Yep.
during the course of my somewhere in the 90s, I would say like 90 91. So I started really airbrushing in 89, and in 91 was when I decided, you know what, maybe I should come up with a name. You know, I see all these guys, they have their really cool names that they use for their, either their business or just an airbrush shop. And I was like, I need to come up with a name. So what I did was is that, being that I used to break dance, so back in high school, everybody used to call me Flex. That's why it kind of still sticks with me. But my breakdancing name was Flexi Phil. So what I did was is that I took the Phil part of my name from my breakdancing name, and then the airbrush, I took the air and I put both of those together. That's how I
Nice.
got FilAir,
That's
you
nice.
know. So I wanted the word flare, like FLARE. I wanted that flare, but I wanted to originate it with my name. So that's how FilAir came about. So
I
Nice.
love it.
it was just one of those things, and one of those names that just flows right off the tongue, real smooth, man. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
and that's how I got
Look,
my first business, which was FilAir Designs Custom Airbrush Artist.
Nice.
uh, his first business, the outro. This guy's another Renaissance man. I'm telling you, he's good at a lot of different things. The way he treats people, the way he moves, he understands allowing people their dignity and respect, and so it's a lot of levels of art, man. The way you treat people is a reflection of your art as well. Um, you about 2012ish, you started putting stuff on Facebook. You had mentioned, and
Yeah,
you blamed a friend of mine for that, and you and I had words about it for a minute, because you know what I
right.
mean. Don't be talking about E now. Don't be talking. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Man, I'll tell you, man. I always used to post on Facebook religiously, like um, there's so many groups now on Facebook, so many art groups that you can go on there and just post a recent painting or whatever, with some of the groups, and just share it out, and at that point was when I bumped into Eric, because Eric would always comment on my stuff, and I would see Eric post his stuff, and I would comment on his as well. And it got to the point where we just kept going back and forth with one another, and you know I think at some point Eric also started doing his stuff on TikTok, and he said, you know what, you should try going on TikTok too, man. And I was like, yeah, well, nah, man, no, no, ain't gonna do it, ain't gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was, I could
Yep.
paint, I
That
could
sounds
paint
like
in front
everybody's
of,
journey here.
I can paint in front of somebody, or people that are standing behind me. I can paint that way. But when you're telling me that you want me to go on a live stream to paint in front of, you know,
Hmm.
possibly thousands of people, I can't do that, man. You know what I mean? So it took a little convincing in order for me to finally say yes. And he hooked me. The guy hooked me, and we ended up, you know, uh, joining together, and we not only did I ended up with an amazing friend, man, but as an airbrush a colleague that he is, an amazing friend, and just the fact that we we were able to create something that not only we not that I mean, we benefited from it in some ways, because our relationship got a lot tighter, but the camaraderie that this community, the way they came together for us as a group, man, I was just blown away, man. I was really, really blown away, man. And I give my thanks to the man, to E, for just having the ability to come on a platform like this, to be able to showcase what I can do, and have people love it, man. You know, so it's just
That's
one of those things, man. It's unexplainable, man. You know.
Yeah, I'm glad he drug you over here, man, because you definitely are an asset to the community, man, for sure. As far as I'm concerned, I think Chad and Ash and I are similar in that we all just feel lucky to be a part of a broader community of folks that kind of help each other out. And sometimes one person steps forward, sometimes another person steps forward, or whatever, depending on whatever projects are going on. But yeah, man, it's a great group of people. And we were talking a little bit about that in the interview about the whole when we first kind of met him during SA Artistry, or like first started interacting with him more. Not met him, but interacting with him a good bit during SA Artistry's paint, pick and paint. Hey, Darcel, and
That's
and that's another cool thing, is that you got somebody like that you can, that the collaborative level, man. One of the things that I love about working with Chad or Ash or Severed or SA or Eric or whoever is that, like, the two artists together come up with things neither one of them would have done individually. And it just, I think we all push each other to be better. I want Chad to hold me accountable. I want Ash to hold me accountable. I hold them accountable. And I think we try to push each other to be as good as we can be. But part of that process, I think, is being able to draw on other artists, be able to draw on that creativity and that that mindset that you can get in when you're around other artists that are kind of rowing in the same direction. And like I said, man, you took it to heart that you've got a skill set and that you could share it and help other folks do that. And Monique in the chat is a testament to that. She obviously is pretty ride or die for Flex, which is understandable. You know what I mean?
That's my girl, man. You know, Mo was one of those people that she already knows, she already knew and still knows how to paint, but she dabbles in everything. She does epoxies, she does uh oil paint, she does acrylics, and she just loves doing different things. Um, when I came along and we connected, I introduced the airbrush to her, and she was one of those people that you know when you show something to someone, you can see it in their face, the enthusiasm that just kicks in all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and not many people do that. It's only a handful, but you can see the enthusiasm in her face, and I just knew that this girl, she's gonna get hooked. You know what I mean? And so we ended up hooking up. It was a one weekend thing. It was like a test run, sort of say. I brought I brought a bunch of airbrushes with me. I went to a house. She already had like a little Chinese style airbrush that she had bought, and she wanted to learn. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go to your house, and we're gonna have a paint date, you know. So me and my wife, we rolled over there, and we spent the majority of the time in her studio while my wife was in the back sitting and her husband was on the sidelines checking out what we were doing. And but her husband he didn't hold back. He was like, "Hey, so while you guys are practicing, why don't you do one of these for me?" You know? So,
Yo,
my man was gonna get his shirt off. So maybe you can just do one of these for me. You know what I mean? And So I ended up doing a shirt for him.
Every day I'm hustling.
Nice.
You
You
gotta
know?
respect
That
the
was
hustle,
going in my
man.
head just now. That's so funny.
So I ended up gifting an airbrush to Mo on that day, and
Cool.
it was one of my older brushes, and but this is actually the second brush I purchased after the Badger. This was the second one. This is actually a Pache. And this brush is what they used to use back in the 80s to do custom t-shirts, hats, pants, sneakers. This is the brush. This was the main brush they used to use back in the day. So in those days, this is the way they used to use it. They used to take off the back piece right here like this, and they used to paint just like that. That's the way the professionals used to use it. And this is a siphon feed. This is a siphon feed. So I gifted one of these to Mo, and the brushes that I brought to her house, I let her get a feel for it. And when you get a feel for a Cadillac, when you sit in a Cadillac and you get a feel
Yes,
for the
sir.
way the ride moves
Uh-huh.
and how it glides, and you don't feel the shocks and the bumps. That was what the airbrush that I lent her that day when she started airbrushing. And guess what happened? She became addicted, man. She became addicted. That girl does not want to put the airbrush down.
She said she
And-
bought every airbrush the next day. Hell yeah.
And she's every time one of the a new airbrush comes out, that girl's she's already saving her money for it. You know what I mean? And she's buying them
Nice.
airbrushes. So she's got herself a nice little set that we kind of push towards her ways of what not to get and what to get. And that girl's good to go, man. She's leveled up so much, and the fact that I had something to do with that, to be able to see the growth in what she does now compared to the way she started, man, that's a beautiful thing, man. And I shared with Gin, if I can just show one person, man, just one person, something that I love to do and have them love it just as much, I've done
Uh-huh.
my job, man. You know what I mean? That's my
I
girl,
tell you,
man.
I tell you what, that's cool, man. So it sounds to me like she's got your vote. It sounds like you might be pulling for her, man. Sounds like you might sincerely actually want her to be successful.
Oh, absolutely, man, absolutely. And just recently, me and Mo got the privilege of being in our first exhibition together.
It'd be right.
That was amazing.
That's awesome. That's
Last
awesome.
month we were able to share. And as a matter of fact, at the end of this week, we actually have to go pick up our pieces. But I got to share an exhibition with my girl Mo here in Kissimmee, Florida, which was pretty amazing.
Right on, man. Right on. Right on. I love it. Well, I guess, Monique, if you had any desire to do so, I guess we got to put you on the list for the show. Now, it's going to be a minute before we can get there, but it sounds like if you're interested that Flex is not going to be happy with us if we don't if we don't get you in the mix. We booked up for a minute, but don't get disheartened because it'll probably be a few months. Flex will tell you it took a long time to get Flex on.
Yeah.
All right, Monique. All right, we got you. You're in the short list. We got you. We got you. Come highly recommended. So make sure we'll get back to a little bit more history, but make sure before we run short on time, man, we want to make sure that people get and we get it on copy. All of your information, man. fineartbyherrera.com or .org.
Correct.
Anybody that wants to check out this man's work, I just want to make sure to get that in a couple times so that we got it on copy on the backside. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
Yeah. I'm also working
you
on a Shopify to on the Shopify in order to kind of like, because my website is a little bit elaborate, you know what I mean? So it may be confusing to actually maneuver around my website. But if you go on there, you'll see my bio. You'll see my some of my achievements on there, which I'm proud of. You'll definitely see my product on there. You'll see some of my old stuff in the gallery as well, and so you'll be able to really see some of the prices that I have on some of the stuff that I have up here as well. You know,
and on your website you got your most recent pieces, and you've got a gallery with your older pieces in it. People can check out there if they
correct.
wanted to, if they, just so there's two spots there, and then uh on Insta you also have a pretty good following over there, and
On
so
Instagram,
people,
correct.
yeah, so people can go give you a follow over there as well. Make sure to link
Sure,
in with
sure.
you.
Yeah, and that one's Felix Herrera. So Felix is my name, like the cat. So
So that's FLEXFELIXHERRERA at
correct.
Insta. Um,
Yes.
so definitely make sure to give them some support over there as well. And we also want to talk about a little bit that you do commissions. But there is kind of understandable, and I wholeheartedly support some caveats. Right, you got to make sure that you protect yourself as an artist as well. So
Correct.
share with us, like, kind of how you do commissions, or which
Yep.
ones you'll do. I know that you tend to. I know, for example, we have a friend named Danielle, and Danielle does a lot of memorial pieces, and those are really heavy. They're really draining for artists,
Yeah.
for a lot of artists, especially someone like her. So I know that in the conversation that you and I have, respectfully, you try to kind of steer away from doing too many of those, because they're
Right.
just literally such an emotional drain. Um, but outside of those, please tell us, the
Yeah. So
parameters of commissions.
what I recently done is in 2001 I developed the new name, which is Fine Art by Herrera. I've been doing more canvas than anything. So recently, I decided that especially, and this was the live that Gin jumped in while I was doing it, but I did my personal helmet because I love to ride motorcycles. So I painted my personal helmet, and it just kicked back a really 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 cool memory of when I used to have FilAir Designs, because FilAir Designs was broad. It was a broad uh, array of uh, t-shirts, pants, helmets, motorcycle parts, vehicles, and I kind of missed that. When I did the helmet, I was like, man, I gotta branch out. I love doing the canvases, but I miss doing what I used to do. So from now on, it's still gonna be fine art by Herrera, but I'm gonna branch out and start taking different commissions as far as what I used to do in reference to the helmets and stuff. So the helmet, when you jumped into my live, Gin, was actually
Yeah.
this one. It was this one.
Woo,
That
man,
is
dude.
cool.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Y'all. I mean,
So there's
oh,
FilAir,
shit. Oh, man,
and then
dude.
that's the back. And then on the side of that, there's it's a Bible verse right there, but just the idea of the flames and stuff. And man,
Right on.
when I did this, I just said to myself, I got to get back to what I used to do because I miss it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, dude.
It's
so thanks,
beautiful,
Gin, for
man.
jumping on my live, brother.
Man, that is absolutely beautiful, man. Just, man, stellar. If you got helmets, if you got gear you need painted, I'm telling you, this is your cat right here. This is the guy.
Yeah. So
Thank
whatever
you,
my paint can
Darcel.
stick on, we can get it done. So
That's
the commissions usually work. You know, I usually ask for 20% up front just to lock in the commission, and knowing that we're gonna go full throttle on it. Um, the if it's a friend of a friend that sent Chad, uh, Chad comes to me and tells me, "Hey, I was referred by Gin, and I want to get a helmet done." We'll go all in. I won't even charge the 20% only because you were referred by someone I know. You know what I mean? And we'll work it that way. You know?
that seems fair, man. That seems fair. Yeah, I'm a lot. I mean, it's a materials and time thing in a lot of regards, man. People will say they want you to build something, you get started on it, and they're like, "Ah, well, I changed my mind, or whatever." Well,
Right.
you
Right.
you can't get that back as a business owner, so you
That's
gotta you
true.
gotta kind of find a way to balance. You always want to trust people, but sometimes they gotta have something on the table that they can lose to keep them, keep them there the whole time. So yeah,
Correct.
man, I think that is completely fair. Just my opinion.
I hear you. I hear you. If you want to see some work, I can show you some stuff.
Oh yes.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ashman does not, but Chad and I would love to see some of your
Yes,
work.
yes.
Let's see.
Ashman will sit through it while we appreciate it.
He'll suffer
I'll
through while we
suffer
love
through
it.
Yeah. Through this amazing
So-
stuff.
So this was
Whoever
one.
just gave all the love on Ashman, thank you. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
that is amazing.
Yes, thank
This
you.
was one
for
I did
sure.
in 2022.
Oh, wow.
Carlos, man. Oh
God.
my goodness. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at the detail work on
Dude,
the guitar strap.
Oh.
Jeez.
get out of
my
here,
God.
dude. Seriously?
That makes me tired looking at it. Like all the time it would take to do that. Wow, man.
Yeah. So this one was a total of I think I have a total of 38 hours on this one, and it was basically the time that it took to do the strap was probably that took me the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was where I put my most
Whoa.
time in. Everything else was
Dude,
just
It
shading.
paid
Flex.
off, man.
Can you hold it up
Holy
higher and then the
cow.
chat won't be in front of it? There you go. There you go. There you go, man.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. That is beautiful.
You know, it's so smooth.
And the thing, so
Yeah.
so
All right, Rob
if you didn't
Thomas.
if you didn't know, the black canvases are my favorite to work on. I love working on a black
yeah.
canvas because the white, when it hits it, it just explodes, man. So
Yeah.
if it's a black canvas, that would be my first choice to work on a black canvas.
Understood. Man. Golly.
And then this was my tribute to Mr. Michael Keaton when he did the comeback.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
The depth, man.
And then his little Batman thing, you can actually see it almost looks like foam.
Uh-huh. Woof. The
Ashman.
foreground blur, right, Salty?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that foreground blur is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. Absolutely, the depths of that piece. Hey, Ashman, no, not that the bar is high or anything.
I'm 51. I don't have as much time left. I'm not gonna get there. I'm not gonna get there.
You'd be Ash. You'd be surprised, man. You would be surprised. So Mo has been airbrushing now. I'm gonna say somewhere within the 5 year, 6 year range. And if you were to see one of her pieces when she started to where she's at right now, it'll blow your mind, man. It'll blow your mind. You know what I mean? So it's
5
just a
years, she says.
it's
5
just a matter,
years.
Dean, 5 years. So
Yeah,
it's just a
putting the
matter
time in.
of the time that you put into it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
If you dedicate your time to the craft, you'll definitely improve throughout the
So
process, man.
I'm starting to understand that Pop Pop is from another planet, and here's why. I'm doing the math, right? He's 32 years old. Look at him. I mean, look at him. He's 32 years old, but he's been married for 38.
39. Well, 38,
He looks
yeah.
26.
So he got married when he was -3. How does this work, man? Like, how do y'all math over there on y'all's planet, Chad? How does this
Man.
work out, man?
Yeah, I got my genes. I got my genes and all that other good stuff from my mom, man. You know, my mom, they always used to tell her, "How old are you?" No freaking way, you know, because
Right.
they didn't believe her age, you know, and you know, I got that from my mom. My mom has some great genes, man.
I bet you get carded at the
You know,
store.
it's funny that you say that. I actually got carded this past Saturday when I went to play golf with my kids at Top Golf. I
I love it. I love it.
did. My,
I love it.
my oldest daughter tells me, she goes, "Dad, you know you just got carded, right?" I was like, "I'm okay with that."
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I
Too
hope
funny.
everybody will remember the very first painting that this man ever did, because that will be a trivia question the next time I'm doing a live in a flow state,
Oh, I know
and
what
we
it
give
is.
and we give away some swag. So
Yeah.
y'all make sure to jot that down somewhere. The very first painting Mr. Flex Flair ever did as a young man. Miss Wilson was the inspiration that made that happen. If you need a hint, but
Yes.
that will be a trivia question, so remember it.
Awesome.
I gotta say, I have been drooling over that Bela Lugosi painting behind
Isn't
me.
that
Oh, Bela Lugosi.
amazing, man?
Lost
Oh my
paintbrush.
gosh, I am like a Bela Lugosi freak, and I've just been eyeballing it the whole time. I'm literally
Don't
there
show
was
it to him,
times when
Flex. Tell him he can't
y'all
see
were
that
talking,
one.
and like I was lost, didn't even know what you guys were talking about because I was like looking over you at that painting. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie.
So this is actually one of my favorites. I have it on my website, but it's one of my favorites. It's one that I would part with, but it would hurt for it to the, you know, it would hurt me for it to part with it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
Bela Lugosi.
Oh my,
my
god,
gosh.
dude, for real.
Look at the wall.
Yeah.
Forget
That's
the
where I
guy.
went.
Even if it was just a painting of the wall.
That's where I went. The detail in that is stunning.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah. So
Man, tell me you at least got prints available of that.
I do.
Okay.
So the
How do they get up with you for a print?
you can actually there's a contact information on my website. All you got to do is just ask for a print. That's it. and I can
Right
definitely
on.
get that done for you. I don't sell the prints on my website. I rather, if the person's interested in a print, then they can just put the information in the contact and I can make that happen.
Right on.
You know, but this
Gosh, that's amazing.
I know, right?
so
Lost.
this area here took me less time than this right here.
I bet.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it, man.
This here was all freehand, and it was just stippling and just making little nervous movements with the brush to get them little strokes. But that
Dude.
took me the most time. That rock right there.
Jeez.
Well, I'm
Wow,
sorry if it
man.
wasn't part of the plan for the show to break that one out, but I needed to see that one. Dude.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I am a
No,
horror
absolutely, man.
fanatic, and I just got through sitting with my kiddo and introducing her to
Me too,
him and Lon Chaney and the whole cast.
Yes.
Hey, Mikey.
So
What's up, Mikey?
I actually I'm a big fan of anything Universal that goes back to the days of the Dracula, werewolf, and all that.
Yep.
What and I can watch them movies forever, man. I love them movies.
That just got,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, the Universal monsters, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
my wife and kid bought me the whole box Frankenstein set
Oh,
from
really?
that era, and we spent like I don't know how many days like watching one and the next and then the
Right,
next.
right, right.
She was like, "Yes," and I was like, "That's correct, yes."
Right, Moose?
Yeah.
Moose,
this-
right? I'm sitting here talking about my kid, and Moose is like 6 minutes until dad mode activates, homie.
This was one of my more recent ones right here.
Oh,
Nice.
Lady Gaga.
Again, the cloth. The
I
cloth.
love some Lady Gaga, man.
I
I don't care
am
what
a
y'all think about me.
sucker for the material.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one took me a little time as well. The material wasn't really that hard. What took me the most time was her eyes, because I really needed to get the eyes right.
Always got to sell the eyes. But I'm going to call BS on the material wasn't that hard. Well, maybe it wasn't for you. For the rest of the world, Flex, material, whether
Yeah.
you're painting or carving it.
But you see, you got her tattoos there, and
Yeah.
try to get her
dude.
tattoos down on her back. And but she was fun, man. She was a lot of fun to do. I was really happy with the outcome, and here's the thing with the black, man. The thing about a black canvas is that you don't really need to use so much paint. You just lay the white where you physically see it with your eyes, and lay the white there, and that's it. That's all you need to do, and you just keep doing that in certain areas, and it creates the illusion of of the fabric.
Wow.
See, this is the back of the canvas. All this is the back of the canvas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And these are just little areas that I just filled in with the white to give it that illusion. You know what I mean?
You nailed
Very
it
nice,
though.
dude.
If you get the eyes right, man, that's where everybody's eyes go to. And
Yeah, yeah.
those
So
are perfect.
I was real happy with this one. And then this guy, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this guy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's the hee man, dude.
Yeah. Amazing music.
Guys
Yeah,
harmonized, I think, just now.
I think y'all did.
Dude, that is amazing.
Y'all just heard a Chad Rev Art Flex FilAir release here on the Gen Project show.
No, that was Ashman.
No, I didn't do it.
No,
that was you and Flex.
That was
Flex
me,
can
yeah.
sing. Flex can sing too, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Flex can sing too.
And this is one of my favorites right here.
Oh wow. The
Monique said she didn't want you to
vividness.
show that one.
Oh,
I'm
really?
teasing Monique. I'm teasing Monique.
Yeah, so this one and quite a few of them. So this one, my Santana, the Bela Lugosi, it actually made it into one of the top UK magazines, airbrush magazines. And when I tell you that
Why?
they asked me to send them some photos and the bio, which I did, but I was only expecting them to use one of the photos. And they did a full-blown midsection, and they gave me 5 pages, which I was blown away.
Wow.
I was so fired up. They used every single photo that I sent them. They used all 4. They used 5 of them. So I was fired up, man.
burned out by the eyes and by the transparency of the skin.
Oh,
in
yeah.
some areas is
dude.
just like
The water droplets
toes?
blow my mind.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh Lord, yeah, my God. Yeah. I was looking at other stuff, man, like the kneecap and like the toes, like they've got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
transparency to them. It's like they're jelly, and it's great, dude. That's
Yeah, I
it's
think
like look at the water drop, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did paint that water drop too. That's not just a water drop. Beautiful, dude.
The leaf turning brown. Oh, dude. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
That's-
So something that people don't know that I'll share with you guys. Mo knows this because she's actually seen my paintings
Is
up
there?
close. But on my original paintings, anything I do that's original, not something that I've seen a photo reference and try copying the photo, but on my original pieces, I always put 5 hearts, and they're so minute that you really have to look at the painting to find the 5 hearts, and that represents myself, my wife, and my 3 kids.
That's awesome.
And
For sure.
this picture has it. So if you go on my either on my website, or you can even go on my Instagram, because this is on there too. Blow up the picture and try to find the
I'm
five
like
hearts.
searching. I'm already
Yeah.
like searching.
Yeah.
while
All
you're
right,
talking
so that's
about it.
gonna
I'm
be another
where's
trivia
Waldo?
question right there. Then where are the hearts?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Flex's frog piece.
yeah. They're they're small, but they're in there. They're in there.
That is incredible.
I love it, man. That's a
Hey,
little hint of reminds me of SA artistry. She has those elements she always hides
Mm-hmm.
in her pieces.
and I'll show you the last one, because I know we're running out of time here. But this is the gift that I did for my wife.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice, dude.
Holy cow.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Mr.
mean, it looks like she's coming off of the canvas,
So
man.
a quick
It's
a quick story
amazing.
a quick story about this one, right? So back in the 90s, I did a T-shirt of Marilyn, this same image on a T-shirt, and I did on the bottom, I stuck sparkles on the bottom here, and then I blinged out. I actually put diamonds on the earrings, and my wife fell in love with this thing. I didn't think she was gonna gravitate to it, and she ended up loving the shirt. So she goes to work, and then I get a call saying that I'm interested in the shirt. Can I buy it from you? And I ended up selling the shirt for $80. And when my wife came home, I told her I sold the shirt, and she was like, "The Marilyn Monroe shirt?" I was like, "Yeah, I sold it." She was like, "What?" I was like, "What do you mean, what? I got $80 for the shirt." She was like, "I thought you were gonna give me the shirt." I was like, "I was never gonna give you the shirt." She was like,
Womp, womp,
"Oh man!"
womp.
And ever since that day, that was back in the 90s now, she tells me, "When are you going to paint me my Marilyn Monroe? I want you to paint me Marilyn Monroe." And that was for at least 20 plus years, her telling me, "When are you going to paint my Marilyn Monroe?" So I had to do it, man.
That's awesome.
It
I
took
love
you
it.
20 plus years to paint her another Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all thinking
She's a
about
patient
commissions, better
lady,
get them
dude.
in
I was a
now.
busy guy.
As much as he loves his wife, imagine how far down the list she's gonna be. Chad, he better get that commission in right now. He's 32. He's 32 now, so by the time he's 52, I love it. I love it, man. Chad,
You guys are awesome,
Ashman,
man.
What,
All
Gid?
you guys.
what do you think, man? I wanted to give you an opportunity. He's
He's all
amazing,
right.
man. I wanted to give it. Yeah.
God damn, dude. You are amazing. You are a force with that airbrush, dude.
Yeah, you were a force to be
cow.
reckoned with, sir. That was, wow.
Would you mind if you got some folks in the chat that have been asking to see Robin up close? Is that
Robin?
a possibility?
Sure.
Chad's little one loves when this happens anyway, because it means she gets to stay up just a little bit later. So
So this is
just say
actually
thanks, Uncle Gid, and we'll roll with it.
All right. She'd be like,
This is actually another.
Gid.
This is actually another one of my recent ones too.
Dude.
Oh man,
That is tough, man. I love it.
So the reason why I painted this one is because there's so many people out there painting Batman this and Batman that,
Yeah.
and I was like, I haven't seen no one paint the Boy Wonder yet, man. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So that's how this one came about.
Your use of color and light is just amazing. Like, I don't have another word. Like, I wish I had a better word right now, but it is.
And if you come up close
lightning,
on,
man.
yeah, the lightning is
Wow.
Crazy. It's unbelievable.
So vivid.
I
Like,
agree,
the
Derek.
color is just. It's like you're pulling the color out of there that's almost like illuminated in and of itself. It's pretty amazing color work.
It's
dude.
like you can see the costume. You know what I mean? You can feel the latex or the plastic or whatever in the costume itself. Man.
It's very
Yeah.
tactile.
Yeah,
It almost
Tactile,
feels
yeah,
like you
yeah.
can, a lot of your paintings have been that way. You pointed out one. I think you said that it looked like sponge, and I noticed that a lot of them it looks like you could touch them and they would feel like that material, like you really
Right.
capture.
And let
cool,
me give one to the Ash man, because I know he asked about it before. It's for the Ash man.
Oh, dude, that is
I'm a
awesome.
Spawn fan too, homie.
Spawn, man.
Yeah.
I love Spawn,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
That
is amazing, man.
So this one took me. So we started this on a live. We started it on one of our lives, and I actually took a little bit more time than I was expecting to, because I really wanted to enhance the cape. So the
Yeah.
cape didn't look like this in the original reference. I actually wanted to give it a little bit more volume as far as the red was concerned, because the one in the picture looked a little bit orange, and I
Yeah.
really wanted to enhance it a little bit.
The perspective is
Dude.
amazing. With the building in the
Did-
background being a little blurry and everything up front.
Right.
It's masterful, man.
the,
I don't use
the
that
hand-
word very often.
The
Then
claw, like the hand claw,
The
kind of grabbing
the rips
corner.
in his
Ah.
in his muscles and stuff, and
Yeah.
That's what's up, dude.
Man, unbelievable.
And again, I'm a sucker for the blowing around fabric.
Oh yeah.
That's my thing.
yeah. So and I didn't mention, but my son is also an artist too. He has his own little characters that he paints. They're called the bums.
Oh, that is cute. That was
Right
beautiful.
on, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
I love
this used to be the name of his company. He kind of put it on hold for now, but he said he's going to eventually come back with it. They're called the Bums. They're called the Bums, and that's this character
Oh
right there.
man, that's wonderful.
That looks like
dude.
that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it. I love
So
it.
he does digital art too. So I have another artist in the family.
Nice.
Nice.
Right on.
You know?
Right on.
But there you go, man. You know, this one too was another. I don't want to get religious on you here, but this is another one of my favorites. This was an
Oh,
ensemble.
you're good. It's a piece of art, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's beautiful.
So this was actually an ensemble that I did. I put everything kind of like an almost like a collage, so to say, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was
Beautiful
beautiful
piece of
man.
work, man. For sure.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites, and this one is
Right.
actually not on the website, because it's actually my personal
Gotcha.
piece.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, there you go.
Well, Flex,
was a
thanks
lot.
for coming in
That's
with us
awesome.
ruffians and heathens and classing up the place, man.
Dude, man. All I can say is that I appreciate you guys, man. I love what all three of you do, man. And Ash, we got to talk, man. We got to talk about your airbrush and what plans you have for it. And like I said before, if you need help, man, just give me a holler.
Oh man, I appreciate that, and definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I can see some video calls happening here.
Yeah,
I
man.
can see some awesome work coming out of that right there. Is what I see.
Let's make sure to tell the people about fineartbyherrera.com. That's fineartby, HERRERA.com or .org. The man's got both of them.
Correct.
You can get in touch with him if you would like a commission. If he doesn't know you and you're just a stranger, then there'll be a 20% deposit. If you come recommended by somebody that he feels comfortable with, then he may be able to waive that. He is branching out again and doing some apparel stuff and some helmets and some custom pieces. So please get in touch with him. He has gotten Monique scheduled. Monique is going to be probably some months, so bear with me. It took us months to get Flex on, so the list is long, but we will get you on, and you come highly recommended. Fellas, what you got, man? What you got? I know that we want to mention our buddy. I know that we want to mention our buddy Josh and Paint Himself Happy. He is trying to raise a little bit of fundage for a friend of his who has some liver issues going on. So if you happen to see Paint Myself Happy roaming around, or you see Josh Matic roaming around, please give him your support. He is sincerely trying to help a friend out. So so if you happen to see him, I saw him in there a little bit earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt. I see that our whimsical little birdie just passed through, and she is another amazing human being. But please, folks, give Flex a follow. This man is multi-talented. He's kind enough to share his gifts and his hard-earned talents and his hard-earned work with other folks, and not everybody will do that. I am, for what it's worth, man, I am blown away by your work and your humility and how humble you are and how kind you are. And I'm just glad that you're a part of the community that we can lean on when we need to. I think Ash is really going to be leaning on you pretty hard here soon.
Come on, Ash.
And I know that all the folks in the chat, I appreciate y'all being here. I know we didn't get to shout out everybody, but we're trying hard not to interrupt our guests too often. And we're trying to shout out folks as we get the opportunity to. But Salty, Mama T, Kira, Enigma, Eve, you know we love y'all. Chuck, thank you, brother. I know that Stitch was in here. Derek was in here. Manny was in here. Keith was in here. Keith, if you're still in here, we love you, brother. Eric, the airbrush artist, of course. Monique, I feel like Monique was a special guest today. Appreciate you, D. Coney. Thanks for stopping in. Freak Morbidity. Zach, if you're still in here, brother, it was good to see you. And if I missed anybody, please accept my apology. We try to get to everybody. Zach, there he is. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I got another amazing airbrush artist, D. Coney, right there, man. That boy can handle a brush too, man. Amazing
we need to
artist.
pick him up too, then, huh? All right, folks. D. Coney is in the chat. I'm trying to seek him out as we speak.
Put your hand up, D. Coney.
Put your hand up, Z. Coney, so we can
Put
get a follow
hands
on
in
you,
the
my
air.
friend. Good to see
And
you.
wave
Good to see
them
you,
like
Freak.
Okay. What up,
And
Freak?
Stitch. And Jeff. So Jeff, put your hand up. D. Coney, put your hand up real quick here. And we'll try to get you a couple follows anyway.
Quick story on my man Jeff here. So Jeff didn't. I love his work. I love what he does. He's also an amazing airbrush artist. Jeff was having an issue with his following, and he couldn't go live. And I've been wanting for him to go live because I really want this guy to show his stuff. Man. He's that good, you know. And so I actually had to do my due diligence and help the boy out to get the following that he needed. And that boy's up and running, and I can't wait to see this guy go live, man, because he needs to show his stuff, man. You know.
Right on. Well, we'll catch a follow on him. Raise your hands if you're in here, fellas. If not, when you're passing through and Flex, you'll see these people in his live. So Make sure that we include Flex and when we're trying to support the community out there. So
Absolutely, man. And anytime you guys
hey, Johnny Ray.
putting something together, man, that's either like a fundraiser or something of that sort, man, give me a holler, man. I love to do them things, man, and just be a part of something special. You know what I mean? And if I can help, I'd be more than willing to.
That's
And the same goes the other way, man. You have my personal
Yeah.
number. That's the same number I've had since they invented cell phones. So you can always get up with me. You ever have a question or a problem or anything I can help with, please reach out. You know the deal, man. We'll
Awesome.
do what we can. And there's a whole team of people that make that possible. Hey, Johnny Ray, good to see you. There's a whole team of people behind the scenes that help make a lot of the parts work. Man, just thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being able to talk to us. Thank you for being a leader in a community of people that needs it. So I'm going to let Ash and Chad say whatever mean things they have to say about you.
I'm speechless, man. Your work is amazing. Your story is amazing. You know, I could relate to it. And the other thing is, I say this again. I don't say that word often. Masterful. It's
Thank you.
you handle this amazing. The work is spectacular. I'm just floored, man. It's wonderful to get to see your work up close and to meet you. So
Thank you. Likewise.
Bro, keep flexing. That's all I can say. Like, good Lord. Like,
It just brings up that Hulk again from the third grade, man.
I know.
There's your tip, guys. There it
There's your
is.
tip.
Y'all remember
There's your
that.
tip.
His first painting
There
was
it
the
is.
Incredible Hulk. If you didn't know, now you know. That will be a trivia question.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Absolutely astonishing work. I just don't even have words. Wow.
Well, the feeling is mutual, my brother.
Man, thank you so much. And y'all, he's a pretty cool dude too. Like, aside from his artwork, he's tolerable. Oh,
yeah,
man.
he all right. He all right.
Yeah, all right.
Eve,
That's
you
funny.
know we love you, Eve.
Yeah, man.
Thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. I'm pretty sure we're gonna put this over on the YouTubes, man. Do you want us to load this over on the YTubes channel?
Sure.
The interview. So anybody that came in late or had to leave, got a phone call, whatever, you'll be able to catch this thing in the entirety over on the YouTubes under the Gin Project. Just like we do, it'll be over there unedited, the whole thing. You'll be able to see it for yourself. So please check out our good friend Flex here. He's a good dude, hardworking man, and he has put the time in to be good at what he does, and he is. Absolutely honored to have you here, my friend. Please reach out anytime. Much respect to you. Ashman, I recant what I said earlier. I know that Ashman's impressed with you. He does not use that word very. I don't know that I've heard him say that before. Actually, I don't think I've heard him say that before.
I have.
I'm honored.
So hats off to you, sir. Hats off to you, man. Hope everybody will check out Ashman on Wednesday nights. Ash, give them your times, man. And then Chad, give them your times. And if you've got any times, Flex, give them your times on the way out.
4:00 Pacific time, which would be 7:00 Eastern. You can catch me on Wednesdays with the Ashman's Basic Art Show. And this week we're going to be talking about the Cabbage Patch doll, not the Cabbage Patch dolls, the Garbage Pail Kid art from the 80s. So we're going to be talking about that. Art Spiegelman, John Pound, all those guys that worked on that. And it's going to be fun.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Revlon.
well,
And he's
here.
got Ashman also has Genteel Poverty, which is a podcast you can find on all platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Chad.
It's true. Hey, I'm here on the Gin Show. That's where I am. And then Thursdays, I'm over with these boys at the Low Orbit Lounge. And I've been making a lot of sawdust. recently, and you're just going to have your notifications on because I'm random. It's been during the day mostly, but you never know. It's just going to have to pay attention.
Catch us in our flow states. Generally, we kind of solo flow state, but every once in a while we bring some folks up. We have some regulars that we bring up, and sometimes, in my case, people that I'm doing various collaborations with. I know it looks kind of random, but it's usually somebody that I got something going on with. So, check us out. Turn on your notifications. Turn on your notifications for Flex. Turn them on for Eric, the airbrush artist, too. Another good guy out there roaming around with an airbrush. So, appreciate everybody coming in tonight. Monique, it was an absolute pleasure. If you're still in here, Mama T, thank you for what you do. Stitch Woman, thank you. Hoof Pickles, thank you. Eve's Artistry, we love you. Ashman, Chad, much respect to all three of you, gentlemen. And tell us what time, Flex. One more time.
So this Saturday, we're actually trying to do a three-way, which will be myself, Eric the Airbrush Artist, and Monique. Monique is going to be hosting, and we're trying for this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Pacific. That'll be this Saturday coming up. So we're trying really hard to make it happen. So be on the lookout. If in fact it happens, you'll see a video from me to you.
Right on. Otherwise, turn your notifications on. Catch this man doing his thing. You'll probably learn something. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Chad, go tuck that little girl in, man. Night, everybody.
Night.
See ya.